Hi, my name is Krishna. I am here with my uncle Abhishek. The date is May 8th, 2020, and we are recording this interview in Naperville, Illinois. We are recording this interview during the COVID-19 pandemic, and we have been in quarantine for about 7 weeks. Okay, so my first question. Can you tell me how you imagine yourself to be working and contributing when the initial quarantine policy was declared, when Trump first announced that the coronavirus is real?
Yeah, it's it was tough for us to start working on this kind of situation. First of all, believing even how this all thing happened and everybody got quarantined. Even the being me as a veterinarian, for me it was very tough to go and treat the animals because the infection that we are thinking about, it was much more scary, even though we don't know what the real cause is happening with those. So it was tough for us to go out and do it, and it was certainly a scary moment for everybody. But according to me, in this kind of scenarios, if we all collectively work accordingly in a calm environment and understandable environment, then I think so we can solve this issue as human being has always done earlier.
So talking about animals. So what effect does this coronavirus have with animals? Like how does this affect our relationship and with animals? And what kind of issues have people bringing to you with their pets?
Oh yeah, it's quite interesting actually. This coronavirus is a virus of the animals actually, and in animals we generally don't see a lot of mass mortality. Actually, they most of the time they cause diarrhea in the animals and in the young ones, and sometimes they die too. But these kind of the coronavirus, what we are looking now, it's a pretty much quite modified one. And frankly speaking, our immune system can work on those things if we can let our immune system to fight. And naturally, whenever immune system gets some new antigens, because these kind of viruses, they always changes their antigens. So against them, making immune system always fights for that. And I mean, animals are not very far behind with this too kind of scenario because they also fight with this. Well, we haven't seen lot many cases with the coronavirus. Some of them has been just recently been diagnosed with the coronavirus, like in two, I think so, in two dogs as well as one cat, but not much we have seen. But certainly these things, like, because if the owner has a coronavirus and they come and the pet is coming from their owner and if they have sneezed or something on the pet's skin, yeah, there is a chances then we can still inhale from the pet. But overall, we haven't seen any big symptoms related to the coronavirus in animals, but otherwise, they can still transmit those to the human being too. So the best way up, again, taking care of this from here, to do a self distancing, but we cannot, as a veterinarian, we cannot, because we have to touch and take care of the animal, so we cannot do those things. But certainly we can put the mask and do that. I think so that's the way it's going to work out for us. So again, our immune system is for those kind of new things that we are going through. I think so our immune system is more than sufficient to take care of those.
So so how radical do you think this coronavirus will have on our society? Like how things work?
You mean to say how bad?
Yeah. So when it's over, then what, like permanent things will remain after this?
Means it's a question you might have to means look in. I don't know what aspect you are looking here. If you are looking a health aspect, that's a different scenario. If you are looking for economy aspect, it's a different scenario. If you are looking for overall perspective related to the human being lifestyle, social scenario, Yeah, certainly everything will be changing due to this because of just because we got so we got so scary situation where we close everything around us, and we know that if we don't go for work, we don't get money, we cannot get food. So naturally, if it locked down for a long time, it is going to certainly affect our economy. Lot of uh, people will not have a job, and naturally this is all going to affect a lot on their livelihood too. So overall, if you ask me, it will change a lot of things, even as well as social distancing parameter will also change a lot, because here onwards might be you will see that people who are going to start, instead of mingling, they wants to go away from each other just because in they are in mind that somebody has some kind of disease. So in social scenario also is going to affect. Economy wise, yes, no doubt at all, we are going to be get affected. Health sector, certainly you will see that there will be improvement when you get some vaccines also. But again, as I mentioned you earlier, these kind of viruses, they always change their antigens, so you don't know when they are going to react in a different way. But yes, older people are more susceptible, so again there will be a problem on the health sector too.
Okay, so let's go away from these dire scenarios. So if you could interview anyone in history, who would you interview?
Yeah, that's a quite interesting question actually. There are a lot more people that I would like to interview, but frankly, uh, if I get a chance, I will certainly like to interview my grandfather, of whom I believe to that he's the one. I in my life I have seen not more deterministic person than him, and the way he did all his work, I can say, in his time, as well as how he maintained a huge family and how he survived all those scary scenario what he was gone through in earlier phases. So I think so he's the one whom I basically want to like to interview, and even want to learn more from him, how he has able to do and maintain those kind of calm situation when he was on the bad time.
Yeah, so we could do with some of that inspiration right now because we need some motivation, and he's in our family, so yeah, he's a close source of inspiration for us. Okay, so thank you for that.